die Shiuri meyuchodim, was Baal al-Giyula mit Yasser gewähren und mit Parsim gewähren. Und das sind die Shiuri, was zu Nomen gegeben, Chitas.
Welcome to Chitas Short and Simple for Friday, Chof, Alef, Iyar.
Shishia Parshas, Behar, Bechukosai. This section discusses various endowments that were pledged to the Bedek Kabayas, the Beis HaMikdash's treasuries. A person can pledge the wealth of an individual, in which case the Torah prescribes how much the person must pay, depending on the gender and age of the individual who is being assessed. An animal which is pledged to the Beis HaMikdash must be offered on the Mizbeach if it is fit for sacrifice, otherwise it must be redeemed for its value. If the owner chooses to redeem it, he must add 1/5 of its value to the redemption price. The same rule applies to a house which is pledged to the Beis HaMikdash. Today's share in Tehillim is Kapitelach Kuf Dalet through Kuf He.
In today's Tanya, we begin Parak Kanan. All the levels of Ava we've discussed so far come from Chesed and Chachma, which is the level of Kain, the level of Kesef HaKadoshim. There's an even higher level of Ava than all of these, which the Alter Rebbe tells us about today, and this is the type of Ava which comes from the power of Gevurah and the power of Bina. This type of Ava is aroused by meditating on the fact that everything that exists is literally nothing compared to the Ein Sof. This contemplation inspires an Ava like fiery core in the neshama, which makes it flare upward towards its source, making it want to leave the body. It starts off and reaches a level described as a thirst for Hashem, then a love sickness for Hashem, and then eventually close nefesh, where the neshama actually leaves the body to completely merge with Hashem and totally abandon its individual identity. This level of Ava is also the source of the Avodah of the Levium in the Beis HaMikdash, because through their song, their neshamas would also move towards a close nefesh and then be drawn back to continue the Avodah in the Beis HaMikdash.
In today's Hayam Yam, we learned that every person should know that Hashem gives them the power to do His will and make good things happen in the world. This is done by keeping mitzvahs, strengthening Torah and Yiddishkeit, and serving Hashem wherever they are. The main thing depends on the person's own effort and actions.
In today's Sefer Mitzvahs, we have 5 mitzvahs. First is Mrs. Asay to check birds to make sure they're kosher. The next is Mrs. Asay to check grasshoppers for kosher signs to make sure they're kosher. Third is Mrs. Asay to inspect fish to make sure they're kosher. Next is the Mrs. Asay not to eat any animal that does not have these 2 signs of kashrus and they're not kosher. And last mitzvah is Mrs. Asay not to eat any not kosher birds.
Thank you for listening to today's Chitas Short and Simple.